Welcome to our weekly discussion of all things current in California politics. I'm Walt Gray. Joining us this week, reporter Emily Hoeven, a political expert for CalMatters.org. Emily, always good to see you. Thank you for joining us here. The governor has a new policy on personal travel to not alert all as to where he is. What's prompted that?
Yeah, so this new policy that they have came several months after the governor took a family trip to Montana, which is one of 23 states to which California bans state-funded travel because of their policies around LGBTQ treatment and things of that nature. Although the governor paid for his trip with his own money, the whole optics of it sparked a lot of controversy, got a lot of blowback for that. And so now they have this new policy where they're not going to tell any media where he goes on personal out-of-state trips, except for after he gets back due to security concerns. And so it's interesting because the governor just took another family trip for Thanksgiving. His office said they couldn't disclose any information. But then during the trip, the governor's wife, Jennifer Siebel Newsom, posted an Instagram photo that seemed to show them, in a tropical location that showed their kids, everything like that. And then the governor's office just recently revealed that he was in Hawaii. And when I asked if that photo had potentially alerted people and, caused security concerns, they just didn't respond.
Okay. So there was also a lot of talk, and the governor was out front on this when gas prices were like $6, that there was going to be a tax on oil companies because they were making so much money. Now you're saying that may not happen so fast.
That's true. So yeah, the governor's been out calling for this windfall profits tax on oil and gas companies. He is going to call a special session of the legislature on December 5th to have lawmakers consider this proposal. But what has sort of been under the radar is that although they are going to come together in Sacramento and organize the session on December 5th, they're not really going to start the session in earnest until January when they start the normal legislative session. And so there's basically going to be a month where there's not going to be really any action at all. And who knows how long it might take for them to debate this, consider other proposals. And so any sort of relief may be a while off.
Okay. Another topic is the drought. And obviously we've had a little bit of rain and we're kind of moving more into rainy season. But the drought has a huge impact dollars-wise and continues so.
Yeah, there was a new report that just came out of UC Merced and Davis and the Public Policy Institute of California that found that from 2019 to 2022, California lost about 10% of irrigated farmland, which they had to fallow because of the drought, and that cost the industry about $1.7 billion and also resulted in tens of thousands of jobs getting cut. And so I think this is going to be a ripple effect that if we're heading into a fourth year of drought, which looks very likely, there's going to be a really big effect on the agricultural industry here in California.
Indeed, it continues. Emily, thank you. CalMatters, a nonpartisan news organization explaining California policies and politics. Find their work at CalMatters.org. You can also sign up for Emily's newsletter there.